Welcome back to the Bro Country Podcast. My name is Joey, and as always, I am joined by...
Hey man, it's Chris over here. What's going on tonight, Joey?
Not a whole lot, my man. Ready to talk some summer and beach country music.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, man. I'm excited for this one.
A subgenre of country music I'm not a humongous fan of, so it'll be interesting.
Wow, I'm shocked by that. I gotta say, these are some of my all-time favorite country songs. The stuff I got listed here, so I don't know. Maybe I'll be a little bit more excited for this one than you are.
Well, there's a few on my list that are like, you know, some of my favorite songs of all time, but overall, I'd have to put it as probably my least favorite like subgenre of country music.
I got you.
I'm being a hater.
I'm going to change your mind tonight. That's my goal here tonight, man.
Sweet. Sounds good, man. Let's roll into it here. We'll get our news segment knocked out, and then we'll talk about our lists of best summer and beach country songs.
Let's do it, man. What's going on in Nashville this week?
I had a list of stuff, man, but something actually popped up on my social media right before we started tonight, and it was a picture of Morgan Wallen, yet again hanging out with Eric Church on what appeared to be a golf trip. So
They've been hanging out a lot, it seems like.
Yeah, they seem to really be hitting it off and golfing quite a bit. So I wonder if Eric's kind of taking Morgan under his wing maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. That's probably what's going on.
I mean, obviously Eric had that co-write Quitting Time on Morgan's album and everything. I don't know.
That's cool, man. There was some other Morgan news this week too, right?
Yeah, there was. He shared that unreleased demo on his social media. That might have been last week because we took a week off. So I had a lot of this from last week, but... I don't know what it was called. I can't even remember if there was a title to it, but he kind of teased it, and it was like an older demo that he had recorded but hasn't put out yet, and it sounded pretty good. Did you hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good one. It would have fit right in with the rest of the stuff that he's got going on right now.
Yeah, and then within the last week or two, he did like a surprise performance at a charity event in Georgia, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. I did not see that. I did not see that on social media.
Yeah, I think somebody on TikTok shared it. It was like a surprise appearance from him or whatever, like real brief, but it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he also put something on his Instagram story that he was in the studio with Hardy, so that was pretty cool to see too.
Yeah, he's back at it. I think we're going to get another album soon.
Yeah, it's
pretty crazy.
He's been working, so we'll see sooner than we probably think.
That's right.
And then
what else is going on, man?
Yeah, I saw that Lauren Elena is actually going to be in a Hallmark movie that's going to air on September 11th this year. Did you see that?
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was so random, but that was worth mentioning.
Yeah, I mean, Hallmark.
I don't know if I'll watch it.
Everybody's in Hallmark movies. It's wild.
Right, I was like, well, pretty cool, but I don't know if I'll be watching it. But Brooks and Dunn added more shows to the reboot tour with Travis Tritt and LV Shane.
That's right. We're going to hop on this board, aren't we?
Yeah, which we already scored our tickets for the Cincinnati show, so that's pretty cool.
What is that,
September 4th, yeah. The day after we go see Ashley McBride.
Yeah, man, I think that's Labor Day weekend. That's going to be a fun weekend. I cannot wait for that.
You guys will just have to camp out in Ohio all weekend, I guess.
I'm ready, man. Let's go.
Heck yeah, man. And then Cody Johnson, within the last couple weeks, released those two songs, Till You Can't and Longer Than She Did, and they are 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh, man, Till You Can't. If I was going to do favorite songs of the year right now, that would definitely be on it, man. I have been jamming out to that one. I absolutely love that song.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, it is so good. Cody's been in the news a lot recently. He did that podcast with Whiskey Riff where he kind of talked about, having a hard time getting on radio and just talking about what it's been like moving to Nashville and trying to jump into the Nashville scene. And like you said, he's got 2 new songs out. He's opening a bunch of these festivals for Luke Combs. He's out there a lot right now.
Yeah, and Grady Smith actually did a YouTube video kind of talking about that podcast. And
he did, yeah, you're right.
Actually, the thumbnail for the video says "To Rodeo for Radio," and it's got a picture of Cody Johnson, and the video is titled "Why People Don't Trust Country Radio." Did you get a chance to watch that?
I did, yeah. That might have been the longest video that Grady's ever done. It was almost a half hour long.
Yeah, it was like 27 and a half minutes.
Yeah, he went deep on that one.
It was good, though. Very insightful. And, Grady's awesome. He does great work. But if you guys don't know who Grady is, Grady Smith, go check him out and watch that video. Super insightful and a lot of clips from that Whiskey Riff podcast and where Cody kind of talked about the industry and how they told him Deer Rodeo was too country for radio and all that stuff.
Yeah. And, I will say, obviously I agree with almost everything that Grady and Cody said, but I will say that it's probably easier for Cody to have that kind of attitude than a lot of younger acts because Cody has been around forever. He's got 4.5 million Spotify monthly listeners. He's got a huge fan base. So, I mean, obviously he would love to have the support of radio, but he's doing okay without it. So, I mean, and he kind of mentioned that in the video is like, if you're brand new and you don't have anything going on, you just kind of have to play the game,
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Thankfully, he had kind of built a reputation for himself in the Texas scene, for pretty much a decade before going to the mainstream side of things. But
yeah, absolutely, man.
Still think he's underrated, though, especially with like mainstream audiences, country radio, and the industry as a whole. But that's a whole other conversation.
You wait till you see him in a couple of weeks, and you love him already, but you are going to be blown away.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to see him live yet. I'm going to a country concert at Fort Laramie in Ohio, so that'll be awesome. And he's going to be there with Luke and Party, Neil McCoy, Drew Parker, Nico
your boy Nico.
Just trying to have a good time, man.
That's right. You're definitely going to have that.
Shooey. But yeah, so that'll be a good time to get to see Cody in person finally. But other new music that's came out the last couple of weeks, Chris Young dropped a new one, Rescue Me.
What'd you think of that one?
I don't know. I didn't really love it. I'll be honest.
I didn't love it either at first, just because I want that traditional Chris sound back. But if you listen to it just as like, is this a good song? Are his vocals good? Man, Chris Young can sing. Goodness gracious, my God.
It's tolerable.
It's tolerable. But I'm just talking. I mean, his voice. My God, can he sing?
Yeah, I agree. I saw a video of him at a. It was on TikTok or something. He posted a video of the crowd singing back to him, "I'm coming over," and good golly, the passion that crowd had was amazing. I don't know when the show was, if it was recent or like before the pandemic or whatever, but it was crazy. They were singing it back to him, and he puts on a good show. I've seen him live a couple times.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, Chris Young, I love his voice, man, but I don't know. It's just the production factor on his newer stuff. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But it's good. I mean, it's definitely something I'll always listen to. Kind of like McGraw, everybody loves old Tim McGraw, but his new stuff, like we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, it's just so questionable. It's like, what are you doing? I don't think Chris is to that level yet, though. Of what are you doing? I think it's good, but it's just not traditional Chris Young.
Yeah, you're right, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with the podcast and with TikTok this last week?
Gosh, it's crazy, man. We hit over 9,000 followers on TikTok yesterday, actually. So if you guys are here from TikTok, thank you so much for joining the show and listening in. We appreciate the support. But yeah, I had a couple videos I made just talking about like underrated country artists that I put compiled with like lists of songs and artists and stuff. And there was a little bit of controversy in the comments, that's for sure. But they took off. And
the bigger that we get on TikTok, the more of that kind of stuff that's going to happen. For sure.
People were saying that Tyler Childers is starting to get overrated instead of underrated, and where's Cody Jinks? Where's Jason Isbell? I'm like, it's only part 2. Like, there's a ton of underrated country artists. You know what I mean? And I did happen to put Eric Church in one of the underrated videos because. Yes, he is popular in the mainstream, but I still don't think he gets the appreciation from the industry and country radio that he deserves. And to me, that's being underrated. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might be wrong.
There's all kinds of different kinds of underrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think in his own right, he's definitely underrated. I mean, the definition of underrated is not rated or valued highly enough.
That's right.
I don't think the industry or country radio values Eric Church high enough, or any of those other people that we put in those videos, but that's an episode for another time.
That's right.
But yeah, if you guys are here from TikTok, thank you again so much for tuning into the show and the support. We truly appreciate that. But something else that was really cool that happened with our last episode, Country Songs You May Have Forgot About, we hit the top 100 on Apple Podcast music commentary chart. So we charted at 90. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome, man. That is so cool to see that. To see that people are actually, listening and following along and, just joining in on the conversation.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I mean, that totally goes hand in hand with you guys supporting the show and listening in, so we appreciate that as well.
That's right.
I mean, It's crazy, man. When I look at our analytics, I see like we have so many international listeners. It's awesome. So thank you guys. We've got France, Germany, Brazil, Canada, Italy, Poland, United Kingdom, Spain, Austria, Sweden, Philippines, Australia, just to name a few. So I mean, thank you guys so much. It blows my mind.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I really had, man. Did you want to talk about the charts a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, every week it's the same stuff, but I mean, obviously
right.
Morgan's album is still number one, but for songs, Forever After All is number one for the fourth week at radio. And just kind of as a side note, Luke has released 11 songs to radio, and 6 of them, so more than half of them, have spent at least 4 weeks at number one.
Gosh.
I mean, it's probably been, I think probably Kenny, like 03, 04, 05, when he really took off.
Yeah.
It's probably been that long since anybody dominated radio like what Luke has done these last 3 or 4 years. Jeez. It is absolutely mind-boggling, man. And, I mean, I know people get tired of Morgan and Luke, but, I mean, that's what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like yesterday, but you said 3-4 years. I'm like, gosh, it's been that long since Luke.
I know, it's
kind of hit the big time. I'm like, man.
That's right, man. That's right.
That's awesome. Yeah, you texted me the other day and said that the top albums were all Morgan, Stapleton, and Luke, right? Was that on Billboard?
Yeah, like, I mean, there's been all kinds of other big acts that have put albums out in the last, year and a half. And Traveler and Starting Over, and then obviously Luke's 2 albums and Morgan's 2 albums are just dominating the album charts. Traveler's been out like 6 years. And This One's For You, I think, has been out for 4 years. I mean, these albums it's crazy, man.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
That's all I really had on that, and that's all you had, it sounds like. So we'll roll into our top 10 summer beach-themed songs.
Let's do it, man. You know I love these countdowns.
For
these
sure.
Lists.
Yeah, most definitely. And we probably do have some new listeners this week, so I'll just kind of explain what we do. Basically, Chris and I will compile a list of songs and rank them from lowest to highest as our favorites of the genre we're talking about, the album we're talking about, the artist we're talking about, whatever. And we don't collaborate much on our list. We did 2 weeks ago, but we didn't this week, so we're both going into this totally blind to what the other person has. I'll kick it off at 10, man. We're doing top 10, so at 10, and if you're new here, don't come at me for this, because I already know I'm going to get some hate. But I've got Sunrise, Sunburn, Sunset by Luke Bryan.
There he is, one of the summer kings of country music, Luke Bryan.
Yeah, sure. Most definitely.
For sure. That's such a good song, though.
It is, dude, it's a jam. I will say. It is. I'm going to get some hate for that, but it's all good. I'll crank it up and drink a beer to it outside.
That's right.
At the pool or whatever, so...
That's right, man. And, when most of the time when I think of these songs, I think of summer concerts and, that song, Luke Bryan, Outside at River Bend, like that, that you can't get any better than that.
The whole crowd goes crazy.
That's right.
It's just a vibe and an environment that you can't really imagine unless you've been there. But that's what I had at number 10, man. What about you?
At number 10, I have got Hal Ketchum's Small Town Saturday Night.
Oh, rest in peace. That's a good one.
That is a good one, and like you said, I mean, we lost him this year, and that's probably his signature song, and that's a '90s summer classic right there.
Wow, it's so good, very recognizable too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody knows that one. Number 9, though, I had That Summer by Garth Brooks.
Boom, that's a classic right there.
That is a good one.
That is an absolute classic.
Yeah. No explanation needed. It's Garth.
Right. That's right.
What'd you have at number 9, man?
Number 9, I am going with one of the kings of summer, another Luke Bryan song.
No.
Roller Coaster.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Co-write with Cole Swindell.
That's right.
Actually, I think Cole wrote that, right? I'm sure there was somebody that hopped on it with him, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first ones that kind of got Cole a lot of attention.
For sure. When I went to see Luke Bryan and Morgan at Riverbend back in 2018, Cole was like a surprise guest and came out and sang that with Luke. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, that is really cool.
Good choice, man. Number 8, I had 2 Pina Coladas by Garth Brooks.
Oh, man. When I think of Garth, I don't think of summer songs, but, I mean, those are 2 killer songs right there.
Yeah, and, I mean, that one... it's probably not even anywhere close to my favorite Garth Brooks song, but when it's live or, it just is a real beachy vibe. So I thought it was fitting for this episode on my list.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
Awesome, man. What do you have at 8?
At 8, I've got a song that I'm shocked that I didn't put this higher, because now that I look at the list, this is one of my favorite country songs of all time. Red Dirt Road by Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
such a freaking awesome song. My goodness gracious. Probably kind of their later career, definitely the biggest hit they had, kind of, the second half of their career. Mm-hmm. And, it's just one of those, kind of southern summer songs talking about kind of coming of age and kids just figuring life out. It's just such a good song.
Most definitely, man. Number 7.
What you got?
I had Some Beach by Blake Shelton.
Oh man! I wanted to put that one so bad. It did not make my cut, but that is such a good Blake song.
I just remembered I did jam to this one. I'm not even gonna lie about it.
That's right.
It's a good Blake. Right. Yeah, like you said, it's a good Blake song.
That's right.
That's what I had number 7, man. What about you?
Number 7, I have got Something Like That, Tim McGraw.
Oh, that one almost made my list. I'll spoiler alert, it didn't make it, but I didn't know if it was summer enough, because I was trying to go for like the actual beach summer like lyrics. I don't know. I guess it is kind of summery though.
Oh, I mean they're at a county fair.
So I mean fairs and festivals are in the summer. So
that's right.
I'll let it slide this time, man. I'll let it slide. Makes the list.
That is. I feel like that is definitely one of Tim's, maybe 3 or 4 kind of biggest songs that he had. That is such an iconic song for Tim.
Everybody knows that one, man. I agree with you 100%, most definitely.
Well, you got at 6 there.
Number 6, I had A Little More Summertime by Jason Aldean.
Oh, I do not have any Aldean songs on here.
I don't even know how I remembered that one, because I listened to it when I would listen to that album, but it isn't one that really stuck with me and has been in my playlist for ever since it came out. But I just got to sitting there and I was like, man, who are some of my favorite artists? Okay, I like Aldean. What has he done about like summertime? And I was like, oh shoot, and then plugged it right in there. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a jam.
But yeah, that's my number 6, brother. What'd you have?
Number 6, I have got Moon Over Mexico, Luke Combs.
I knew that was coming eventually.
That's right. It was. I think it's probably the only non-single that's on the list. But every song for Luke is kind of a single. So
could be anyway.
That's right.
Honestly, and maybe it's just because I don't like the whole beach vibe or whatever, but that's probably my least favorite Luke song.
Really?
That is one that everybody gives me the same reaction that you do when I tell them that, and I'm just like, it's just not my thing. Like, I've never been to Mexico. I've never had a late night on the beach or anything. Like, I just don't. Maybe I can't relate to it, and that's why. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Probably why.
I get it. Here
it's
we go,
good
man.
though.
Top 5.
Top 5, man. Rolling in the top 5. I have
Let's do it.
Somewhere on a Beach, Dierks Bentley.
Oh man, that is an awesome Dirk song.
Yeah, it's the smash, man. I do like that one a lot.
Yeah, definitely maybe the biggest reaction that Dirks gets live for sure.
Oh yeah, I would believe it. I've actually never seen Dirks live, man.
He puts on a killer show, man.
I've heard that.
Good. He's one of those guys that even if he's not like your top guy, once you've seen him live, you're like, man, this guy's awesome. He's really good live.
But that was my number 5. What about you?
Well, at number 5, I think I've probably got the most iconic country summer song of all time, but I didn't want to put it at number 1 because it's just so obvious. So at number 5, I have the iconic Chattahoochee.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
That is, when people think of summer songs and country music and the video for Chattahoochee and just, he's also got 5 O'Clock Somewhere, but True. Chattahoochee, man, goodness gracious.
That screams summertime.
Smash. It does.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so good.
And speaking of the legend, at number 4, I've got Summertime Blues by Alan Jackson.
Jeez. Alan Jackson getting it on these lists for us.
Yeah. He's a summer guy, man.
I don't really think of Alan as like a summer king, but he's got a bunch of summer songs.
He does. He's very diverse, though. I will say that. So, that was my number 4, man.
Very diverse. Number 4, I have got Sweet Summer by Diamond Rio.
Oh, man. I forgot all about that one. That's a good one.
That was, that's probably not one of their biggest hits, but kind of later in their career, and I've always just loved that song. And,
it's really good.
I didn't want to put all the all the biggest hits that I had at the top. So I slid that in there at number 4.
Switch it up a little bit.
That's right, man.
Top 3, man.
Top 3. Here we go.
Number 3, I have "Beat This Summer" by Brad Paisley.
Oh, that's such a good Brad song. He does those reminiscing songs so good.
Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's my number 3, man.
Number 3, I've got one that you already have on your list. "That Summer" by Garth Brooks.
Oh, nice.
You know, I mean, it's my favorite Garth song, so I knew it was going to be on. I knew it was going to be on the list. But number 3, "That Summer."
That's awesome, man. Number 2.
What you got?
It's an old Chesney song, and you could probably guess it is titled "Summertime."
Well, when you say Chesney, there's 15 songs.
I know.
That you can pick, you know,
no,
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I say Luke, but Chesney is the king of summer.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But I went with "Summertime" for the Chesney song on my list. There's
That's
so
awesome.
many you could have chose for.
There he is. Have you seen Kenny?
I haven't, man. I haven't.
Oh, man.
I'll be honest, man. I do love some old Chesney, but I don't really love his new stuff as much.
I think probably because I'm a little bit older than you, so Chesney is like my Aldine and Luke Bryan to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Chesney, these huge hits. I was 19, 20, 21, 22 when these songs came out, and I was going to the beach for the first time, and I was, so these like those 3 or 4 Chesney records that were so huge. Those are like some of my all-time favorite albums.
Yeah, I can feel it, man. I listened to him when I was a kid, like his older stuff, but it wasn't as beachy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's kind of had like 2 different careers, for sure.
Yeah, it's been... He's like the Jimmy Buffett of today. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
the modern Jimmy Buffett of this generation, I guess. I don't
It's
know.
worked for him, for sure.
Yeah, no, people love it, man. Like, I've seen videos and like footage from his concerts, and people go crazy for that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, a lot of my friends have been to see him, down at Riverbend, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you got to go." And I would go. I would love to go see Chesney live, but I just haven't had the opportunity yet. But what do you have at number 2, Chris?
Number 2, I don't know if you'll know this or not. This is like this was a hit. It was a single, but not many people know this, but you probably do because you know almost everything. "Dancing, Shagging on the Boulevard" by Alabama.
You're testing my age, aren't you?
I am.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'll have to listen to it.
You're gonna have to listen to it. It is.
I'm sure if I heard it, I'd know it.
Yeah, you will. It's Alabama was discovered at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And Myrtle Beach is my beach, the beach that I've gone to my whole life. And
Yeah.
they were discovered at the Bowery, which is this little teeny bar that's right on the beach, right downtown. And we've been to the Bowery, we've seen the pictures, we've seen the stage they were discovered on, and this song is kind of about their time at Myrtle Beach, and it's a killer song. It's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out as soon as we get done recording this to make sure I do remember it, because I'm sure I've heard it.
Oh yeah, but we'll post links to some of these songs for sure.
I have to update the playlist. The playlist is, not to get off topic, but our playlist has got some traction. It had like
Yeah, man.
2 followers or whatever on it. Now there's like 30 or something. I'm like, it's not a lot, but I'm like,
we can add some of these summer
we'll
ones too.
get some of these on there for you guys. But man,
Number 1, man. Here we go.
number 1, it's probably the obvious. We've already talked about it. It is the summer country anthem, and that is "Chattahoochee" by Alan Jackson.
You cannot get any bigger than this.
That's it. I mean, you could just cancel the other 9 and just wrote Chattahoochee, and boom, that's your list. That's all you need for summertime. Repeat,
You're right.
repeat.
You're right, man. Absolutely. I mean, it is. I can't even think of. I mean, probably 5 o'clock somewhere. His 2 songs are probably the 2 biggest summer country songs ever, which is crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the obvious one at number 1, man. I had to be cliche. What do you have?
That's all right. I'm looking at my list, looking at your list. We don't have any Florida Georgia Line songs.
No.
We don't have any Jake Owen songs, and they're both kind of like modern day Chesney and Luke Bryan.
True.
With a lot of beachy songs. But my number 1 song, this song is probably the reason that I wanted to do this list. Whenever we get down to doing some stuff, this is going to be on a lot of different lists because I freaking love this song. But my number 1 summer beach country song of all time, "Anything But Mine" by Kenny Chesney.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one.
I mean, he's got so many like fun beach songs, but this one is just, this is just about going to the beach and meeting the girl and it just not working out and you just not having enough time and having to come home. And Kenny just delivers this perfect. And the video was filmed right there downtown Myrtle Beach where I had spent my whole youth growing up, and I've just always loved this song.
Yeah, the only beach I've been to is Myrtle Beach.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the beach.
Never went back.
That's the beach we all go to, right?
No, it was fun. It was a great time, man. It was actually a guy's trip. We chose to go to Myrtle Beach. I don't know. We had a blast though, and
that's cool, man.
Rented the mopeds and did that whole deal. Rode around the town, right. But it was cool. But yeah, Myrtle Beach. That is a good song though, man. Very Chesney. Yeah, I know he obviously sang it, but like that's just perfect song for him. But yeah, do you have any honorable mentions?
Oh gosh, I had. I was trying to come up with some, different stuff, and this is obviously not that different because it's Florida Georgia Line and Jake Owen. But I love Summer Jam. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Watermelon Crawl. Which I cannot believe that didn't make my top 10. And now that I'm looking at this list, I think I actually left off maybe one of my top 5 summer songs, and I cannot believe I left this song off.
What is it?
Strawberry Wine by Dina.
Strawberry Wine, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. That was going to be one of my honorable mentions, and then 5 O'Clock Somewhere.
Yeah.
And then Suntan City by Luke Bryan.
Oh, that's
off the
that's
Spring Break.
Yeah, that's from the EPs. That's
awesome. It was a Spring Break Here to Party album, or EP album, whatever you want to call it. I think it was actually an album, but that came out in like 2013, I think. It was a ways back.
That's crazy. Were you pretty into all those Spring Break EPs that he was coming out with?
I listened to him. That was when I was really big into Luke and Aldine, like huge, because that was kind of when they were thriving at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they've maintained and sustained their careers, obviously, but that was when they were like huge. They were like the Luke and Morgan of today back then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And Crash My Party, and then for Luke and Aldine's Night Train album. Those are still 2 of my favorite albums. I don't really care what anybody says.
I mean, when you look back at what Luke did, like that was genius because it was a way for him to get music out to people every year. I mean, he was putting out 5 or 6 songs on top of his albums.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was. And then what did he do? He did the Farm EP there at the end too. So I think there were like 6 or 7 EPs that he put out.
Dude, I think the Spring Break stuff was actually like full length.
Well, he combined them there.
I was gonna say because originally he put them out like his EPs. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking right now, the one from 2013, Spring Break Here to Party. That one's got 14 tracks. And then Spring Break Checking Out has 11. So that's...
Yeah, I think that the 14 probably was like
songs.
3 EPs, and then the other one was 2 EPs that they kind of stuck together later on.
Yeah, and then he's got Waves, which is kind of like another beachy song.
For sure. Yeah,
off of the deluxe or whatever that he just put out.
You know another song that neither one of us had, which I cannot believe.
What's that?
Sand in My Boots.
I was actually just about to say, before we got on the Luke Bryan tangent, that was going to be an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be too obvious and go with a Morgan song. But and that one's kind of sad, you know.
It is sad.
It's
it's very similar to Anything But Mine.
Very,
very, very similar.
I was trying to keep the upbeat, like, overall upbeat, summary.
That's right. Usually you're the one that's going for the melancholy stuff.
And that's maybe I just want to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, I guess. It was actually your idea to do this topic, and I was like, you know what, let's do it. I think it'll be good for me to get out of my comfort zone of talking about the sad, lovey-dovey stuff. But no, Sand in My Boots is amazing. I love that song.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
I was listening to it today. I had my Walmart blue vinyl of Dangerous spinning as soon as I got off work today and was listening to it.
Oh, that's cool, man.
That's a whole other story, but I was actually at Walmart a few weeks ago, and I always check out the vinyl section to see what they've got, and I was like, man, it'd be pretty sick to get Dangerous on vinyl. And I was looking, couldn't find it. I was like, well, let me look again. Looked again, couldn't find it. I was like, well, before I leave this store, I want to check one more time. And boom, there it was. I overlooked it twice. Speaking of vinyl, Garth Brooks had a nice Prime Day deal today.
He did. I think they sold him out. That's pretty crazy.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, the Legacy collection was $17.99 on Amazon today for Prime Day.
How many different vinyls do you get?
Oh my god, dude, it's a lot. Like
Yeah.
I was
And
reading
each one of those counts as an album sale.
Isn't that insane?
It is, yeah.
Gosh, I was reading the description on Amazon, and there's like 42 vinyls. I don't know if it's literally 42 though,
You're going to have to let me know when you get it.
because it's 3 different sets. And from what I read, there's like 7 in each. So 21 maybe, something like that. I don't know. I'll have to let you know.
Yeah, let me know for sure.
And what I read about it was each collection of the 3, they're the exact same, but they're just different recordings of each track or whatever, like each album.
Yeah, I think one of them was digital, one of them's analog, and I don't know what the other one. Like the other one is.
Remastered or something.
Yeah,
I don't even know, but
only Garth.
Only Garth could get away with that. And the retail price on Amazon, it said it was like $149 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they had it down to $17.99, and I was like, for $18, I'll grab it.
That's right. That's right.
Because I almost got No Fences on vinyl the other day at Target actually, and it was like $11-12, and I'm like, well, shoot, I'll get all that extra stuff for what, $6-7? Might as well.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Cool, man.
That was a whole nother tangent, but that was it, man. That's all I had for my list. That's all you had for your list. That was pretty fun.
It was fun, man.
Definitely.
Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee's
That's the winner.
The freaking greatest summer country anthem of all time.
That's right, man.
Al
I don't think
Jackson.
anyone could argue with that.
I hope not. If you guys do, comment on our social media and let us know. I'd love to debate that one on TikTok.
That's right. Yeah, you need to make a couple TikToks on these songs and see how it blows up.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's a good idea, man. But yeah, that's all I had, guys. Thank you again so much for tuning in. If you're new here, appreciate you stopping by. Subscribe, rate, review, follow. We're all over social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that. So check us out. We definitely appreciate it. And you got anything else, my man?
I think we're good.
All right. As always, guys, until next time, keep it country and take care of each other.